Hey, what's up? I'm Casey and this is CaseyReacts. Today I'm going to be going through unpopular opinion on Reddit. Unpopular opinion is where all the degenerates of Reddit go to post things that should never have seen the light of day. Do you prefer white chocolate over regular milk chocolate? Do you think that spiders and other various bugs are cute? Have you ever thought that Jared Leto's Joker was way better than Heath Ledger's? Well, if you think any of these things, you should probably go post on unpopular opinion and they will upvote you and tear you down. Some are weird, some are funny, and some are just plain disgusting. Let's get into it. Adults are far more stupid than I had anticipated as a child. When I was young, I was interested in science and tech and stuff, and all my classmates used to just laugh at each other, farts, so I got bored of them. I used to dream of becoming an adult and being able to talk to people about philosophy, politics, science, and I thought adults were a more elite class who were higher in social standing and ranking than us kids. When I reached my late 20s, I realized most adults are just fatter, uglier kids. Like, they're morons. They still don't know anything. Many have never even read a book. They're dumb AF, to be honest, fumbling around, doing everything wrong. The average adult in the street is dumber than even the most idiotic kid in school. At least the kid has potential. Something seems to take place around 40 where they just become a drone, who goes through the motions with zero self-determination. If you use a word bigger than 2 syllables, they glaze over and lose a train of thought. What the hell is up with people? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was more than one paragraph, so I just kind of zoned out and read it. I'm not really sure what it said, so don't really think I can really think of anything clever for it. No, in all seriousness, I feel like that really just depends on the adults you meet. A lot of the adults I've met are actually very well-learned people, and you know what? That's because I try to associate myself with well-learned people. If you're unintelligent, or if you're spending time around other people that are unintelligent, well, you're gonna start meeting more people that are unintelligent. That's what that attracts. If you really want to meet very smart and sophisticated adults, become one yourself, and only hang around those types of people. I guarantee you there are a lot more than you think. Yeah, people do seem dumbed down in the times of the Kardashians and smartphones, but I guarantee you that's just a minority of actual adults. Yeet is the best word in the English language. I find it endlessly hilarious that we have a word for suddenly chucking something as hard as you can in a random direction. It fills me with pure joy and mirth every time I see it used. I love it so much. Most slang is often treated with derision and has an expiration date, but I really hope it sticks around. Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with the word yeet. I love the word, but I hate that I use it so much. I never ever used it until I started hanging around one particular friend in high school that used it. Then, I started saying it ironically, just to make fun of him. But eventually, you say it so much, it just becomes a natural part of your language. You just throw it out randomly. Whenever I proposed to my wife and she said yes, the first words out of my mouth were, yeet. And all I could think was, why the hell did I just say yeet? Why has it become such commonplace for me to use this stupid slang word that I love so much that I say that after I propose to my wife? If you can't get from the context, I use yeet in very, very many different contexts. I don't just use it for throwing something. However, in a D&D group I was in, I did use that as one of my spells. If I were to shoot a fireball, I use yeet to activate it. It works. It pissed off the DM, but it worked. It is not romantic or cute to take food from my plate. This goes especially to girlfriends. My god, I hope it does. Who the hell else is stealing your food? There's nothing wrong with sharing food. The part that is annoying is when you take food from my plate without asking and then not apologizing for it by smiling at me, especially if it was something that I was saving to eat for last. By doing that, you have ruined my psyche and my whole meal because I usually plan my bites and how I'm going to eat it. If you want some, order some for yourself or just ask. It's not that hard. I'm kind of torn on this one. On the one hand, I love being able to share food with my wife, but on the other hand, whenever I see her hand start to sneakily go towards my food, I want to stab it with a fork. I mean, yeah, it's really sweet to be able to share food with your loved ones, but you pour just the right amount of cereal that you want. You pour the exact amount. And whenever they're like, hey babe, and they just open your mouth, it's like, I just want my exact amount of cereal. Make a bowl. Or I'll make you a bowl. But I don't do that because I'm not mean about it. I just give her bites and then make some more cereal. And then she thinks I'm fat. And I'm like, no, you ate the amount that I was wanting. Yes, this is a very fat complaint. However, I'm also very fat, so it works. I'm sick of seeing stupid dads on TV. Why does every modern portrayal of a father have to be a bumbling idiot? Why can't we have a dad that's smart, cares, and doesn't behave like his wife is his mother? I'm sick of seeing it. So, there's actually a decent reason for this. Back in, I think it was the 50s and 60s, they used to do the ideal family, you say with quotes, in sitcoms and things like that. The dad was usually the hardworking, super smart homeowner, and his wife was just kind of there. You could just replace her with a cardboard cutout, you really wouldn't know the difference. Well, 80s and 90s, they started getting towards wanting stronger women, but all they could think was, these stronger women are starting to overplay through the dad's role, so let's just make the dads dumb as hell. Let's make them need the woman. Not need as in a sense of, man, I just need to be with you. Need in a sense of, hey, I'm going to accidentally hurt myself or kill myself if you aren't here to help me through every single act of daily life. So, they started changing the roles. Dad started being bumbling idiots. Mom started being the one that has everything down. It's not the case with every show, but that's essentially what happened. I like having neighbors who play loud music. Last time I was looking at rentals, there was a big emphasis on being quiet. People really hate noisy tenants apparently. I don't personally play loud music, but I love it when my neighbors do. As long as it's during the day and not in the middle of the night, I open windows and listen. Something about it is just so wonderful, like people playing in a basketball court. It's just people having a good time and it puts me in a good mood. Yeah, I fall into that same category. I don't mind people playing loud music and everything, but once it hits around 9-10 p.m., turn it down or turn it off, because I'm either going to be trying to go to bed or trying to wind down before bed. I don't need your bass thumping above my head at 3 in the morning. Yes, that has happened on many occasions. Had to go up there and tell them to be quiet several times, and every time they're like, okay, and then turn it down like 1 notch, and then it's still incredibly loud. Making games realistic or adding realism doesn't necessarily make a game better or fun. I personally avoid realistic games that try to mimic the real world or its physics properties too much. It makes games tedious and takes away from the initial reason I enjoy games, which is to escape reality. I mean, personally, I like that video games are getting a lot more realistic. I really enjoy it. But I also enjoy the fact that I have to think about the consequences of what I'm doing. If you play a game like Detroit Become Human, you have to think about the consequences of every single choice you make in that game. It's very realistic, as realistic as it can be being set that far in the future. But it's a very realistic game. Most games aren't super hyper realistic though. If you're playing a war game, yeah, it's got to be realistic, otherwise it's just silly. You're not going to play Call of Duty and expect to run around like Halo with your shields on. No, it doesn't work like that. You're going to be someone that's very, very squishy and easy to kill, like, a regular human. My god, anything kills us. Peanuts kill some of us. If you're wanting a war game that's a lot less realistic, play something like Borderlands. Play something like Halo. There you go. You get to do everything you're wanting to do. You can do all the shooting, all the killing and everything. But it's not really focused on realism. It's not meant to be focused on realism. It's meant to be, hey, you want to take a lot of damage and kill a lot of people? Awesome. Well, here you go. Here's the game for you. So to summarize what I'm saying here, I feel like the only games that are super hyper realistic are the ones that are meant to be hyper realistic. The ones that you're like, hey, this game is meant to be real. This game is meant to feel like whatever it's meant to feel. The only thing that's getting realistic on other games is just the graphics, and that's not an issue at all. Great graphics, it's great. Bad graphics is also good, but if you get a really good game and give it really good graphics, it's a wonderful experience. Dueling should be made legal again. If 2 adult men make the decision to duel, it should be perfectly legal. It would probably help make society a bit more polite as well, knowing that you could be challenged for wronging or insulting someone. I think it would be healthy to give an aggrieved man the legal means to settle a score with someone instead of leaving him full of aggression and a feeling of helplessness. Wow, okay, so a bit to unpack here. So first off, dueling? Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great if it was made legal. However, not dueling to the death, not pistols at dawn. If someone disrespects you, I think you should definitely be able to say, hey, I want to fight you. I want to fight until one of us either gives up or is knocked out. And if the other person says, okay, I'll do it, then great. That should be perfectly legal. And I'm not sure, but I think it might actually be legal. However, I don't think that anybody should have the right to say, hey, I want to duel you, and then they duel them even if the other person declines, like it's seeming like this person seems to say. I also don't feel like it's going to make anything nicer or more polite. I feel like all it's going to do is make people that are big, burly, and tough a lot more emboldened to do whatever they want because nobody's going to challenge them to a duel. I feel like it might have the exact opposite effect on that. But as long as it's 2 consenting people that are agreeing, hey, we're going to fight, we're going to have a fist fight or whatever, as long as it doesn't lead to death, and like I said, both are consenting, it's done in a safe manner, or safe as you can get in a fist fight, then absolutely, it should definitely be legal. People should be able to settle their differences in this manner. Thigh is vastly superior to breast. Oh? The taste is better for one. Oh. It won't dry out on you. It's more versatile and cheaper. Breasts are often dry and lacking in meaty flavor. Personally, I don't understand people's obsession with them. Edit. I also think this applies to women, not in the cannibal way. There we go. I knew it was going to be coming to that eventually. Personally, for chicken, I'm more of a breast man. I like the breast. It's a lot leaner. It tastes really good. And if you season it, it tastes even better. Thighs are cheaper, but you also get less meat for it. So it's really kind of a catch-22. You never really know exactly which one is going to be the better option until you see them in the store. Personally, just for the protein and the fat contents, calorie contents, everything about it, I'll always go with breasts. Also, I'm a thigh man. I eat my pizza and soup. Ugh, God. Hey, remember whenever I said something about sometimes they're just downright gross? This is what I was talking about. When I order pizza, I always open a can of soup. Normally cream of chicken or mushroom, but I don't mind. I dip the slices in the soup before eating them. I like the contrast between the bread and the soup. Edit. No idea how to upload a video, nor am I planning to order pizza anytime soon since I recently had some. Sorry, folks. Is it that weird? Yeah, no, all I could say is just calm down there, Satan. That's disgusting. Hello? Yeah? Oh, okay, I'll tell him. Yeah, so that was Satan. He said even he wouldn't do that. So I don't know what the hell this guy's doing, but he's on his own. Filming people in public without their consent is wrong, and we should be more critical of it. It's a very common thing these days. People see something interesting or doing something weird and strangers filming it. If people are posting someone's affairs on Reddit without their permission, it's a jerk move. If someone's vibing and having a good time, leave them alone. Don't post it on the internet for fake points. I feel like that really depends on the sub. So if you're posting something where someone's just like enjoying themselves and vibing, but it's posted on a positive sub in a positive manner, I think great. People should feel free to vibe and do whatever they gotta do. However, I think if you're posting something like, say, someone just vibing and having a good time on our subreddit making fun of them, yeah, that's really a sucky thing to do and you shouldn't do it. Now, if someone's being just a total jerk, they're being racist or homophobic, yeah, film them all you want. I'm sure a lot of states are also one-party consent states, so it's legal anyway. But yeah, film all you want. Have that evidence and say, hey, this person's homophobic. Hey, this person's racist. Try to get them to lose their job. It's a fun game. Try to get the people to actually know, hey, I'm doing something wrong that has actual consequences. Honestly, that's the best time to record someone. Pooping naked is better than pooping with articles of clothing on you. My family and friends make fun of me. However, I don't understand how someone can poop with shorts at their ankles and a top on. Completely nude is the best way to do a number 2. First of all, I'm a huge fan, sir or ma'am, whoever you are. Secondly, they made a joke about this in Scrubs. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it. I mean, a lot of people have seen it. I don't know if anybody that would be listening to this have seen it. But they made a joke about the main character, JD, not liking to poop with his pants on. And there was a point where he went to prison and he had to go to the bathroom. So he hung his pants up and all the inmates were terrified of him and they were saying, wow, this dude's hardcore just because he hangs up his pants to poop. I think it also had something to do with him fainting while pooping, but that was a medical thing. As someone who has definitely pooped without pants on before, I can say it's a lot more comfortable. However, I'm not going to go out of my way to get naked just to poop. Young children should not be trusted with small, fragile pets such as fish or reptiles. Trigger warning, animal abuse. I've heard a horrifying amount of stories about small children injuring and often killing small pets. My cousin, who's about 5, was gifted a baby bearded dragon for his birthday, and the next time I saw the poor thing, it had a serious case of metabolic bone disease, the malformation of limbs due to not enough UVB, and all of his legs had been broken from being dropped many times by my cousin and his friends. He was never given a correct diet, mostly dog pellets, and never had enough water. Even though it was unintentional, the beardy died a couple of weeks ago. While it may be an attempt to teach children about responsibility, there's no need to sacrifice an animal in the process. Very few children have the responsibility to care for such creatures, and it's depressing to think about how many parents carelessly give their children living animals only for the poor things to suffer. I want to start out. Animals are not toys. Do not get them for your kids because you think, oh, they're cute. It's a little plaything. It's a living, breathing creature. They have feelings. They feel emotions and they feel pain. Don't get your kids an animal unless you are going to be the one taking care of it. If that kid is younger than, I'd say even as young as 10, if that kid's 10 or younger, Don't get them an animal and have them raise it all on their own. You need to be the primary caregiver, and while you're doing this, then teach your child, hey, this is how you handle this. This is how you handle this. I would never, ever expect a 5-year-old to take care of a snake. I would expect an adult to take care of a snake. I would expect, hell, 11, 12-year-olds to take care of a snake well enough with the proper guidance. However, don't give your kids any kind of animals like that and expect them to raise them on their own. You have to be present for it. Otherwise, that animal's not going to have a good life, and there's a good chance it's going to die. Hell, I have a cousin that ended up killing a rabbit because she kept throwing it up into the air like it was a stuffed toy. And you know what? That thing broke its neck or back or something. It either broke its neck or its back. Either way, the animal died because she was about, 4 or 5 years old, I think. Don't give animals to small children. They do not have the capacity to be able to take care of it. You can get that animal for yourself and then show the child, hey, this is how you treat this animal. And it can be a great learning experience. Yeah, they would love to be able to handle the animal under strict supervision. Don't let your children have animals unless they are of a certain age where they can actually treat that animal correctly. Alright, and on that fun note, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to come back throughout the week for more content. Please like and subscribe to help keep this channel going, and remember to have a great week.